You guys, I'm really reflecting so far on how the 2025 makeup launches have been, and I just have come to the conclusion that this is the most mid-year of makeup ever. Now, if you missed it, I've already filmed, uploaded everything, the best makeup of 2025 so far, and there are some really good products there, don't get me wrong, but even in that video, I was like, there wasn't much to choose from. Normally at this time of the year, I'm like pretty shocked when I reflect back at what's been launched, and I'm like really obsessed and can't believe how many good products have already launched. I didn't feel that way this year. I just feel like brands are launching really the same thing over again. How many glossy lip balms can these brands launch? So it was mid in terms of good makeup. It was also mid in terms of bad makeup. I guess the good thing I have to say is there's not many things that launched that were atrocious, but there was so many things that launched that did nothing for me, that didn't give me any sort of excitement, that disappointed me, that just, like, we can do better, you know? So not all of this makeup is terrible, but it's just like I expect better for a lot of these products. So if you love any of these products though, of course, this is my own personal opinion. Seriously, don't take it personal. My opinions differ from a lot of people all the time. That's why makeup reviews exist in the first place, because everybody does have different opinions, different skin types, preferences, style of application, and all of that. These are just products that didn't work out for me, and you know, I view my subscribers as my friends. If you genuinely came to me for makeup recommendations, I really would not recommend these items for you from a friend to a friend. But if you do like them, that happens too. That's great. So definitely, if you have any differing opinions from mine, feel free to give me your 2 cents in the comments. I think it's a great place to go back and forth and just be a resource to other people who are reading the comments as well. But like I said, these are my opinions, and I just didn't like this makeup, and it's been a bleh year of makeup, and I feel like these products are showing for it, and there's actually so many more products that have launched this year that I'm just like, you can forget about it. It's, you know, not offensive, but like, don't spend your money on them. But the first product that I tried time and time again to get to work for me, and I just didn't love it, are these Urban Decay Face Bond Luminizers. I find the texture of these to be pretty unflattering on the skin, and I just haven't found a way to use them that I really enjoy. I've tried mixing these in with foundations. I've tried putting it down first. I've tried putting it over top of makeup, none of which has really appealed to me. I'm just gonna do half of my face today. I won't be able to apply every product today on my face, but I'll do the best I can. And yes, I do have a zit sticker on. It would be much more red and scary looking without this patch on. So I'm going to use the shade Space Cowboy all over my skin, and then I'm going to use a little bit of, we'll do actually Silver Lake as a highlight. So I just want to blend this in so you can see the finish on the skin and decide if this is something that you think would add to your routine. For myself, I just find it to age my skin. I feel like it's almost a little glittery, which makes my skin look quite textured and really emphasizes pores. It's a decent consistency. Like, I like this consistency for even oily skin because it's not heavy, it's not greasy feeling. So I do like that about this. It's just the finish of it I don't find to be flattering in any sort of way on my skin at all. And you know, the pores and whatnot do peek through when I put something over top. I have tried, of course, blending this in, into my foundation to see if it makes it more glowy, but really I just think it makes it look more gritty on my skin. So I'm just not into the finish of this. If you have textured skin, pores, fine lines, I don't enjoy this. At this point, there's so many glowy products out there on the market already. This is nowhere near the best that they have right now. They've launched so many better glowing skin products in the market, if you were to ask me. I've also tried this on top of makeup. I find that the makeup eats it up, so it doesn't really do anything for me. It's a shame because I do like this as a layer on the skin because it's not heavy or greasy, but it just doesn't look good, which is the point of makeup. for me. I have 3 base products. I think I'll skip out on applying this one. This is like, I do have mixed opinions on this because in one way it's very, very bad, but it does look very, very good when applied correctly. But the performance is so off. So this is the L'Oreal Lumi Lay Glow Tint. So my issue for this is that it doesn't layer well over itself. It gets patchy and peels itself up. It also needs to be applied in 1 second flat or it sticks and doesn't blend out. And it's not the best with playing with others. It's had a lot of disagreements with other products that I've applied over this. My thing with this, and I've talked about this before, I love the way that this looks on the skin. This is the prettiest, smoothest, almost pearly kind of glow on the skin. The best way to apply it, I have been able to get it to work for me, is I use the biggest foundation brush possible, and then as soon as I get on the brush, I just blend it out before it has a second to even dry so that it doesn't get stuck. I think this is pretty layered under makeup. However, I really, really, really need them to fix the dry down time on this because it's awful. It's very difficult to apply. It took a lot of trial and error for me to get it to work for me since I already have it, but it can be a mess and it's like it's a flight risk when I do use it, even though I like the way that it looks, because I don't know if I'm gonna have to take it off again because it might not apply very well. The next product that I have didn't work out for me. I think this was hit or miss for a lot of people. This is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Gel Tint. Now this guy, I think, you know, normally when I apply it, I do like the look of it. It actually, I don't know if you can see, it's super messy and it just keeps coming out without me squeezing the product. So the packaging is already just a mess and terrible. But when I do apply this upon initial application, I do actually love the way that it looks. It's the way that it wears that I personally cannot stand. For reference, I do have dry skin, and this looks good on my dry skin, don't get me wrong, but it wears horribly. Like, look at all this. This is from not squeezing. I gotta like rush to put the top back on. Now, I feel like pretty quickly in the day, it starts to look heavy and cakey. It just not a long wearing foundation at all. Like, I don't mind throwing this on to run some errands. I got it all in my hairline. But I don't mind throwing this on to run some errands and stuff because it does look very pretty and hydrated. But also it's very, very sticky. It remains sticky on the face all day. And I'm somebody who just has a lot of baby hairs and flyaways and stuff. So my hair is always sticking to this. So unless I have my hair like slicked back for the day, I hate how sticky this is because my hair is always stuck to my face. So not only does it not wear a long time, but my hair also sticks to it. So that's not very cute when I get caught up like that on a windy day. No thank you for this product. So just with it being a Sephora price product, and Milk Makeup I think has great products, this one disappointed me for sure. It's just not a functional product for myself. And the last foundation-y product that didn't work out for me is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Tinted Foundation Balm. Do keep in mind the wear might look a little funkier because I do have the Urban Decay highlighter underneath, but I'm not trying to look good today. I'm just trying to demo this makeup for you. So this sits on top of this skin. It's unfortunate. I wanted this to work out, but you know, ColourPop in general, I just don't love their products, their complexion products, I mean. They've launched a few different foundation products in the past and they've never worn well. Now, I don't know if you can see, but it really is just sticking onto the skin, sitting on top to the skin. It doesn't look smooth. And again, it looks worse because I have that Urban Decay underneath. So I'm really setting this up for failure here. But I have always felt like this sits on top of the skin and doesn't do my texture any favors. And I mean, yes, I do have texture. I'm a human being. I don't have terrible texture. You know, I'm 29, I still have youthful skin, so there really is no need for it to look super textured. I mean, like I said, I do like the way the milk does lay on the skin. You can just see how much prettier it looks than the ColourPop here. And every foundation that I've done a side by side with this ColourPop, it always really emphasizes how not pretty the ColourPop sits on my face. Is my zit sticker gonna bother you? I'm like staring at it, but don't stare at it, you guys. I have a zit. And also, leave a hate message for my husband because he gave me a cold. So if I'm a little stuffy sounding, you know who to talk to. Side note, you can't even see the Urban Decay popping through. It's not impactful enough. Okay, do I not have a concealer? I guess not. Let me pop something on. This one may give us a good time today. It's a little inconsistent when it comes to application, but nonetheless, there are so many liquid blushes on the market right now. There's no excuse to not have a good formula at any price point. And Milani is like the drugstore blush brand. They've been known for their blushes for forever. So these were really just a disappointment and I had high hopes. It's the Milani Cheek Kiss Liquid Blush and Glow. We're gonna use Dolce Pink. And like I said, I don't always have a bad time with these, but it's inconsistent because sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I never know what I'm gonna get from application with this because sometimes it just applies really patchy on my skin and messes everything up, and sometimes it honestly doesn't. But again, just with what is out on the market already, there's no excuse for it. I also just don't love the finish of this on the cheek. It's not very smooth. I mean, this is not a good example because my base already looks such trash, but I love the colors of this. This is why I'm like really disappointed, because how pretty is this pink? But the formula is just not it. I think we got an okay application, but you can kind of see how it disrupts the texture and finish of the foundation, and it just makes the skin look pretty unsmooth. There's no reason for it to look like my foundation is separating when it wasn't. Like this Milk makeup base has a pretty finish at this point, and you can see that completely ruined it and made my cheek look quite textured. So, okay, we're still not behaving. It doesn't sit pretty on the face, so not for me. I'm just using my foundation brush, which has the ColourPop on there, so I'm kind of mixing them a little bit, but I just want to get this looking a little bit more respectable, because we're gonna set with the worst setting powder that I've tried this year. There actually was a lot of different setting powders that launched this year. I don't have as much of a vendetta against this because it is very, very affordable, but it also just doesn't sit very pretty on the skin. It's from Essence. It's the Flawless Skin Trio. It's a shame because I love the concept of this. So they copied Givenchy here a little bit. We have 3 different tones of powder in one, but I love the packaging because you can use this to get one specific corner if you want, or you can take it out and mix all 3. I'm gonna mix all 3. I don't want to use a puff because I do find it darkens my under eyes, and that's a quick way to ruin a base. And I said I wasn't trying to make my makeup look good, but you know, if I know what is gonna ruin it, I'm not gonna do that. So I'm just gonna take my brush from BK Beauty. I'm gonna lightly set, and I don't know, it just kind of sets in the bad texture we already had going. This powder is very, very dry, so when I apply it on a heavy amount on the skin, it changes the color of what I had underneath and oxidizes a bit, but it also just makes the skin look very dry. I think in one video I did say, okay, this isn't bad. That was just because I had such a good base underneath. But you know, this isn't versatile. If you don't have a good base underneath, it's not going to look good, because this is only going to take whatever you're wearing and bring it down a notch and make the skin look super duper dry. There's so many good powders on the market. Unfortunately, with all that have launched this year, this one really just was at the bottom. And then before we set the face, I do have some bronzer. Now this one is gonna send some people in a tizzy. I am really just adding this one in here to grind some people's gears because I don't like it. I think it's very, very expensive, but in like the grand scheme of things, is this a bad formula? No, it's just extremely overpriced, but I added a couple in there to keep it a little spicy. Let's just have a little fun here. Let's add to the drama. But I am just gonna mention, because I do feel a little bamboozled with how much I spent on this, the Dior Forever Nude Bronze. And this is coming from somebody who loves Dior bronzers, who has collected Dior bronzers for years. I can tell you this is not as good of a formulation as the older powder formula from Dior. As you know, they did recently reformulate everything in their line, and this just doesn't hit the same. So I'm also coming from that angle of disappointment. Now, this one has a weird shade range. It seems to me that the shades are kind of out of order. I got the lightest shade, 01 Soft Matte, and this is very orange on me. What I believe the third shade is the best shade for me for what you guys told me. It's supposed to be more neutral, but I'm not going to spend another $60 on this bronzer that I find applies patchy. I do find with this that sometimes when I go in too heavy with the wrong brush, it will stick and I can't get it to blend and it looks muddy. And a huge reason for that is the shade match is so off, but the lightest shade should not be so deep and orange. This brush that I'm using is from Rephr Brush, and because I know how to use this bronzer, I can get a good application now. But I just feel tricked for the $60 I spent on this giant bronzer. I also don't need a giant bronzer. I'm just not into this product. So this is more of a, it stung for me, so I'm adding it in here. It's not the worst bronzer product out there, but I do find that I can have a difficult time blending with this if I use the wrong tools. And for this price point, it's just not acceptable. As well as having experience with Dior bronzers in the past, this is such a big downgrade. So, people always fight with me on that one, and I'm gonna fuel the fire here. The last complexion product that I have that really just failed me, there were so many good complexion products that have launched in the last couple of years, but this one is like one of the actual worst. From Huda Beauty, unfortunately, the concept of this is great, the execution was not. This is the Easy Bake setting spray. I mean, you can just tell by the packaging what a mess it is. So the concept of this, it has powder infused in here, and if you don't already know, their Easy Bake Loose Setting Powder is one of the best-selling favorites on the market. It's actually one of my all-time favorite powders as well, so I was excited about this. So this is supposed to like simultaneously set your makeup and like also finish it off. Yeah, so this, I believe there was like a recall on the packaging, but like I've already spent my money on it, so it's a little late for that. But the powder doesn't fully infuse in the water here, the liquid, and it leaves splotches on my face, which then comes off in patches. So I'm gonna put this as far away from my face as possible. I'm not trying to ruin my base here. I find that doing full pressing down helps with the chunks. Okay. So the issue is this is going to completely come off, most likely, and leave, yep, a little splotch on my face. And we got a good spray today, but it's a complete makeup ruiner on a bad day, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. So I do hope that they can redo this because the concept is so fabulous, but I don't want to be nobody's guinea pig anymore. That's what I feel like. I have a couple eye products. The first one is a brow product. It's just super messy here from L'Oreal. It's the Faux Brow 2-Day Brow Tints Pen. Let me open this. So this, did you see that bubble of product? There's always product leaking out of here. It is a mess. I think, I always say this looks like a little bug. So my issue with this is it is so much liquid. It's too much, too dark, too stark. I'm going to try and use a really light hand here. I'm really not trying to use this too much. It just ruins the look of my brows. I don't know. I just hate this product. I hate everything about it. And it also claims that it's going to stain and last for 2 days. One, I don't want this to last for 2 days because it looks terrible on my brows. Two, it actually doesn't. It just comes off regular with makeup remover. So I don't know. I feel like this doesn't have the lasting impact that it claims. I just don't like it. I'm going to leave it at that, but I just feel like it's too harsh. There's some, who came out with a really good one this year? Benefit came out with a really good brow marker, and while brow markers are not my cup of tea, there are some really good ones that exist. This, it's too watery, too runny. Not a fan, and it looks terrible when you go in with a spoolie after. Okay, this is another one that I'm like just trying to fuel the fire a little bit. It's more so my own disappointment. It's not necessarily a bad product, but I really, the Natasha Denona Bloom palette, okay? It's not a bad palette if you like this color story and think you're gonna wear it all the time. I'm not going to tell you not to buy it, but I cannot deny that the formula here seems a little dry. And it's a lot less versatile than I thought it was going to be. When I first saw it, I thought I could get a huge range of different looks. And that's just not the case with this eyeshadow palette. I'm going to do, because I do have something to put on the eyelids afterwards, I'm just going to do a base look with the matte shades. But I've really come to the conclusion, as much as I love Natasha Denona, still I love her color stories. As an OG Natasha Denona fan who's just been following the brand, reviewing the brand for years, everything that they've come out with, the formula is drier now. And what I used to love so much about Natasha Denona is the creamy formulation that she once had that was ions better than what was available on the market at the time. And at this point, I still love her color stories. I still love the brand, don't get me wrong, and I still love the eyeshadows. I think they're one of the only eyeshadow brands that are actually putting out interesting eyeshadow palettes right now. But this one did disappoint me. I can feel now the true difference in the formula. And this one, I felt like the colors were too close to each other. I didn't have the variety that I was hoping for. And when I first saw it, I remember in my shopper drop, I was like, you know what? It looks like you can get a lot of different looks with this one, but I really was just mistaken because all of my looks with this have kind of looked the same. So it just doesn't give me that old feeling that Natasha Denona palettes used to give. And some of her recent palettes have given me that feeling, don't get me wrong, but this one did disappoint me just as a major fan of the brand. That being said, it's a perfectly fine workable formula. It's just not that special formula that I feel like Natasha Denona once had. Like, the edge is gone with this particular palette. And like I said, you know, there's not a lot of mainstream Sephora brand eyeshadow palettes being launched. So if you do enjoy this color story and are actually going to wear it, like, I do think you'll like it. So I'm not going to say it's a bad palette. It's just, like I said, the brand has lost the edge that they had over other eyeshadow brands. Some of these shimmers are just more flat, more dull. And you can see in the older palettes when you swatch just how much creamier they are. I'm just looking at the other colors that I'm going to put on my eyelid. I'm not going to do anything crazy today. I'm going to use Brick. We use a warm shade because I'm going to use a warm eyelid color. Can't help myself. I'm just trying to make the makeup look good regardless. Yeah, we're going to put this pretty much all over the lid. Like, you can see this matte's doing a nice job. If you want my spiel on good eyeshadows right now, Viseart has impressed me immensely with their recent launches. Okay, and we're gonna take a little bit of Bark. I think we have a good little base down. I did want to take a quick mention. Like I said, it's just the year of mid makeup. This is not like a product that's ruining my day by any means, but I just don't like it. It's from Urban Decay. It's their glazed liquid eyeshadows. I did prepare the base to wear with the shade Sunshine Text, which is by far the most interesting shade that they launched in this range. It's got some nice duochromes. So number one, you must shake it up. I hate the packaging of this because I find it's difficult to reach the product. You have to shake it up to get it on this brush. The thing with this is you have to get as thin of a layer as possible, and it's one and done. You only get one chance because if you try and layer over top of this, it's just not going to look smooth. It's going to look crackly and uneven. So now I have to let it set, but I just feel like it doesn't look smooth on the eyelid. And my issue with this, if I were to go in and layer more product, especially after it's dried just a little bit, it looks extra crumbly. So it's pretty just like this, but I don't have versatility and time really to apply this. So I don't know, it's just another one of those things where there's a lot of better products in this category. Not an offensive product. In the year of mid makeup, this is what I would describe as just mid, but a disappointment, so I put it in this video. See, it just doesn't look that smooth. I don't know, I don't like it. And it just looks dry and creasy, crackly throughout the day. But this color is pretty. I'm gonna put some eyeliner on because, you know, we're looking decent for the makeup look. And we'll finish off the last couple of products. I got quite dramatic with the eye and I really like it. But anyway, see, you can make bad products work. But this one will look okay at first. It's not going to wear well on us here. It's the Benefit Bounce mascara. Just a really flaky experience. By far the flakiest mascara I've experienced this year. I just have like black snow all over my face when I wear this. Just making it completely unwearable. So it's gonna be okay on application. It's not gonna make the makeup look bad. It's just like in a few hours, it's not gonna look good. So, you know, even if I don't mind the way this makes my lashes look, I cannot in good faith recommend it to you. It's a terrible flaker. Alright, this like had a whole moment on the internet, but I'm just not a fan of these from Rhode, the peptide lip shape. I haven't reached for these really since I reviewed them or used them in video for negative purposes. It's not my cup of tea. I can see why some people do like these, honestly, but it's just not for me. So it's pretty much like a cream lipstick. I loved the idea of this, but I mean, this wipes away to nothing. And if this is meant to contour and shape my outer lips, I need it to last a little bit, and this just doesn't. It wipes right away, and it makes my mouth look messy. It's very, very undefined. As somebody just with smaller lips, I mean, I do have lip definition, but I feel like this just makes it look like I don't know how to apply on makeup. It makes my look messy. So I like the product in theory, but I just need it to stick a little bit more. So it's fine all over the lips, but I just feel like when I use this, I just don't really know when I look like I don't know what I'm doing. To me, it just looks messy. So not a product I was into. Another product that was similar that launched was the Merit. Those also blend away pretty easily, but I find that they last longer and look less messy and less blurred than these. So I actually enjoy the Merit. These ones just look too messy on me. They don't last all day. So I don't want to like continue on with this saga because I've already given these enough hate, but I don't recommend them. To me, if you're gonna advertise that it's for the outer part of the lips, I need it to have some longevity and like actually define. And that's just on personal preference. This is what I need, what I'm looking for. The last product I'm totally being petty about, but this is crazy to me. So it's another Dior one where I feel bamboozled, but this is like, I'd tell you to buy the bronzer over these. That's how much I'm upset by the Dior Addict Lip Glow Butter. So it's like the 1000th lip butter balm to have launched. Look at this cheap packaging. Like, I'll give the bronzer some points here. It has nice packaging. This is the cheapest Claire's packaging, and you're paying for this little stupid Dior charm, which one of you guys is very clever. You guys said, please take the charm off and you can make these earrings. I will be doing that, but how stupid is this? Now, the formula, I'm gonna use Lychee. The formula is fine. It's literally fine. It's not a bad formula. It's just twice as much as other similar products that perform about the same. So, yeah. I don't have an issue with the formula. I have an issue with the price I paid for this packaging. I'm somebody where I'm not shy to pay for packaging. I'm not afraid to admit that. It's my thing, okay? It's my money, not yours. This is upsetting to me. I don't know what I was expecting. It's just like so tiny, and the lights are in front of me. I kind of see the product is right here. It starts right here. Nope. Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm girl over here. Pretty much anything you can get already at Sephora is going to be half the price, just as effective. And I do want to point out that I applied this on the lips. Like, you can really see how messy the road is looking. I just really don't like the road. Anyways, I'm done being spicy. I'm done. If you're sick of me and my negativity, I promise you, I'm really not most of the time. I say it like it is. I'm not going to lie to you when I don't like a product, and I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid of the brand seeing that. But I did, for a nice juxtaposition, we already have the best makeup, and I highly recommend that because my makeup in that video turned out incredible. Honestly, I'm not mad about today's look. Like, I can go out like this. My skin's not the smoothest looking, but I'm okay with this look until the mascara starts flaking. Then I'm gonna have some issues. But listen, haters always get me for this. Even though this is a negative video, I of course will have everything linked in the description box. But you guys, I link it for my husband, my editor, so that he can add the screenshots of the prices and everything, so I might as well put it on the video. So, I don't know, maybe something I said really appealed to you, because sometimes that does happen in negative videos. A lot of times, like what I say I don't like about a product, sometimes you guys are like, well, that's what I like about a product, so I think I want to go buy it. So I'll have the links down below. Of course, as your friend, I don't recommend them. Seriously, check out my favorites video. But it's fun to get a little spicy, to bully some products every now and then, you know? So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it at least entertaining. Of course, if you want to share your thoughts, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me, the comment section is always open. But keep it cute, keep it nice. Of course, it's just makeup, touch grass, it's okay. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.
It's delicious.